So I'm going to talk about essentially my strategy for what I would do if I were to start over freelancing, right? So I constantly get this question over and over. How do I get clients? How do I get freelancing clients? And this could be honestly for any, um, I think any freelancing niche that you're in, but I'm just going to speak about how I did this specifically for Google Ads, right? So let's get right into it. So essentially what the strategy I would do is utilizing communities. So as you can see, this is already an event hosted in the community, right? But essentially, my strategy is number one, offer an immense amount of free value. Number two, you're going to be creating a name for yourself in a community. And then number three, you're going to rinse and repeat. You're just going to keep giving out free value over and over and over again, right? So I'll go through it like this, right? Essentially, getting clients is about number one, getting your name, getting what you do to be out there more often. So people need to know about what you do, and you need to get it. You need to get that message out to as many people as possible, right? So of course you have a couple ways to do that, right? You can build up a social. You could try to build up an audience on social media. You have TikTok that grow. You can grow pretty fast on there. You can go on Instagram. You go on LinkedIn. You have all these platforms that, of course, people are building audiences, and then they're leveraging those audiences to then get clients, right? So my strategy is to go where the clients already are. So for this example, I'm going to talk about when I actually first got started. So this is exactly what I would do if I were to get started again, and I would just do it at a larger scale. At the time, I was like 16, 17, so I wasn't really super focused on anything. So I wasn't doing it as consistently as possible. But if I were to be doing this consistently, I guarantee I probably would have made a lot more money than I would have at that age, right? So I'm going to break down the strategy. I'm just going to screen share and give you a kind of visual representation of what I mean. So this is a platform called Bigger Pockets. It's essentially a real estate investing community. All right, it's basically it was originally at the time more so a forum, right? So it's just a forum where people ask their questions. They talk about different topics, all about real estate investing. People are all collaborating with each other. You can find lenders, you can find other people that are doing, of course, doing better than you, ask them questions, etc. Right? So that's what this platform is all about. Now, what I would do on this platform when I first started out, now keep in mind, I had zero experience. I never managed, the only account I managed was for myself, barely, barely any spend, right? So I had no experience managing accounts, even for this industry. I had zero previous clients, right? And I was 17 at the time. So put that into perspective. If I can do it back then with zero accounts that were under my belt and being super young, freaking in high school, closing my first deal, then you guys can do it too. So this is what I used to do. I would go onto this platform, right? Now, like I said, this can work for any community. So I went onto this specific community because I knew the real estate investing industry kind of the best. That was my niche, right? I was really interested in real estate investing. So I knew a lot about it. I knew what people were going after. I knew what kind of leads they wanted and stuff. And more specifically, um, I mainly went for wholesalers, but I knew that investors in general, they're always looking for a deal. Okay. They're looking for motivated sellers. They're looking for people with distressed properties. That is what they're looking for because they want a deal on the property to be able to have them, to be able to flip the deal, or if they want to do a flip themselves. Sorry, flip the deal, wholesale the deal, or they wanted to flip it themselves, or buy and hold it, etc. Right? But everyone is looking for the same thing. Every real estate investor is looking for the same thing. They're looking for deals, right? So I would go onto this forum, and people would always post. They would always there's a form. They would always post their questions, right? People are posting questions on here all day, right? So what I did was, now not every platform is going to have this, right? But this platform in particular allowed me to set keyword alerts. Okay. I was able to set keyword alerts, and I would set an alert for any time somebody would mention Facebook ads, Google ads, PPC. At the time it was called AdWords. It wasn't even it was AdWords at the time when I was doing this. So I would set the keyword alerts for all these people, and I would wait and I would see what kind of questions are being asked, right? So let's say I think I can actually even show like uh right, keyword alerts. So I would get the keyword alerts and see, okay, what people are talking about what. So this person right here, what percentage of reservation, how to increase bookings for luxury Hawaiian mansion, right? So, oh, and landing page was another one because I wanted to advice on Zero. So I would see like, okay, she mentioned that keyword. What is she talking about, right? Like how I'm basically looking for opportunities to add value. I wanted to see what posts, what forums, what discussions were happening that I can just come in and add just boom, just an immense amount of value. So let's look at some of my old posts. If you go to my profile, let's look at all my activity. Bear with me. Boom. So let's what if I can go to old ones? So I'm just gonna grab like an old example. So if I go to number 11, okay, here's one right here, right? So here was the post. The post, the guy, oh no, this is me actually. I created the post. Let's not use that one. Let's use one where somebody actually talked about something. Sorry guys, bear with me real quick. Uh, there we go. Perfect. So this guy said, hey all, anyone out there using AdWords, Facebook, LinkedIn, etc. to find motivated sell leads for commercial properties, good or bad in your experience? Have you found any success or failures or anything specific, right? So I came in here and as you can see, look at the length of people's posts, right? They're just kind of answering real quick, right? Cool. This guy gave some a little bit more wordy. But I came in there and I made sure I slapped this man with a dang paragraph, right? A dang essay. That was my idea. And then I made sure to sign off every single post with my name. Of course, they can see it right there. But my like I said, my idea is that I want to get noticed in this community. I want people to go to me when they think about Facebook ads, Google ads, any type of advertising platform. I wanted them to think of me, right? So I would constantly just every single day, I'll try to get out 3 posts or maybe like a 2 posts or a post every single day, just answering people's questions, right? So like you can dive into it. Like I said, this was at the time when I didn't even know anything. So honestly, I was just regurgitating stuff. Like so I would like but the strategy is the same. I would just answer them and eventually it got to the point where I would post so much that I then started to get people to reach out to me. So if we look at my inbox, right? This is some of the feedback that I was getting from my posts. Like I said, guys, keep in mind, I did not have never managed a client at the time when I was writing these posts. Never managed a client. Honestly, it was a fake it till you make it situation. I was just regurgitating information, right? So let's look at my inbox. And keep this in mind too. People are still reaching out to me for PPC management, and I have not posted since 2020. We're in 2024. People to this day still are reaching out to me, and I have not even posted at all for 4 years, dang near. So keep that in mind, guys. Like this strategy really works, and you can, like I said, this works for any type of community that you're going into. Um, I'll break down how to select the community, how to find one, what you should look for, etc. later on. But let's just first go through everything, right? So as you can see here, do you still offer PPC? Hey, do you set websites and squeeze pages? Real estate investing. Hey Angel, how are you doing today? I'm a real estate investor. I came across an old post of yours regarding an art. Oh, that was a different one. Apologize for the noise in the background. Um, hey Angel, I noticed your old post about Facebook ads for wholesaling. I was wondering if you could walk me through a little more about in detail, if you don't mind. So some people are asking for advice. Um, right. So other people are asking advice, but the sales started to come. Let's see. And this one I started to do like outreach, but let's see, PPC help. Right. Hey, Angel, I was reading through it, and you seemed like you knew what you were talking about. Seems like you knew what you were talking about. I saw something in your bio that you said you help investors with PPC. That is why I'm reaching out. Do you have any time to chat tomorrow? Boom. Right. Another one. Let's look at this guy. Let's see. He was looking for meetups, but as you can see, like people just constantly. I constantly got people reaching out to me uh for help. They were just like, hey, like, I saw this guy AdWords, right? I've read several of your comments about AdWords. I'm currently using AdWords Nerds for my wholesaling business, but so far feeling unimpressed. It's been 2 months. Question is, I'm spending happy things, right? So I was just getting leads. Like it was just a bunch of people reaching out all the time, like constantly reaching out. Whether now, of course, you're gonna have to kind of filter the tire kickers, the people that just want to get free advice from the people that are actually serious. But sometimes you can even turn those people that are looking for free advice into a customer, right? It could be a consulting opportunity, or it can be you could turn it into a done for you type of situation. So another guy, boom. I'm assuming that's what you do. If so, what are your prices? Right? This guy was already ready to go. Right. And so the reason why this worked so well was because that people would see me, right? And like I mentioned, they would see me as an expert in Google Ads. And guess what? I was the only person really doing that on the platform. And that's why it just worked so well because I was the only person giving out this deep level advice about Google Ads and AdWords at the time, and Facebook ads on the platform. So people were coming to me all the time. So I stood out, and that was why it just worked. So I'm still going to talk about how you can do this for yourself. So what would I do, right? If you're looking for more clients for Google Ads, number one, you need to identify what is the type of customer that you're going after, right? Now I know there's like there's a debate, oh, should you niche down, should you not niche down, whatever it may be. Listen, if you're just starting out, niche down. Okay. You need to be an expert in something. You need to stand out somewhere because you're in a sea of you're in a sea of competing with other marketers, right? So it's like you need to find the easiest way to stand out, the lowest hanging fruit possible. So you're going to nail down a niche, right? Once you nail down that niche, you need to find out where do these people hang out. Okay. Do your research. Is there a Slack group that you can join? Is there like the bigger pockets? Is there a forum, an active forum that people are a part of, right? So let's say I was going for um I don't know, gym members, right? Or gym owners or something like that, right? There's a ton of different gym owner communities and stuff like that. So I would do research basically on where does my ideal customer hang out? Is it on LinkedIn? Is ideally you want it to be an isolated platform. So you can do it on LinkedIn, but you're going to be competing with everyone. If it's an isolated platform, such as whatever form, I don't know off the top of my head any gym gym forms or anything like that, but you want to get to the most ideal situation is an isolated platform where the people that are getting accepted into the community are people that are usually not marketers. So I was able to slip into this bigger pockets community because I was already interested in real estate, right? And there wasn't a lot of marketers on the platform. Most people are not going to do this strategy because it takes work. You have to create actual value. So most people are not going to do this type of strategy. So that's why there wasn't a lot of marketers on there because they couldn't just easily message people and just say, hey, would you like some services? Like people would do that, but they would get banned. So isolated platform. Once you find that isolated platform or that isolated group, whatever it may be, full of your ideal prospects, make sure that there is not an influx of other marketers in there, right? And if there is an influx of other marketers, make sure you can do better than them, right? Make sure that you can offer more value than those people. If you see somebody already doing the exact kind of strategy that I was doing, I mean, hey, you can do it. I can't assume I, there probably isn't more than 3 or 4 people doing it, right, in a community. So, and like I said, you don't want to advertise, right? You don't really want to advertise in your posts. And hey, if you want some help, reach out to me here. Like, don't even do that. Just literally just offer value, offer so much free value that people are just like, dang, like, what does this guy charge? What does he do? Like, can I reach out to him? Can he do this work for me? Right. So go into that community that is not filled with a bunch of marketers, is actually active. You also want people to be active in the community. And literally, if it's possible to set up keyword alerts, then do that. If not possible, then you're just gonna have to check that platform every single day, right? Check that platform every single day and see what people are talking about. See where you can offer value in terms of marketing strategies, campaign management. Maybe it's a platform specific. Maybe it's a group where I don't know. Maybe it's a B2B group, so they might be always talking about LinkedIn ads or something like that. Um, Go in that community and just bombard people with so much value. You want your name to constantly pop up over and over and over. Like you want your name to be in every discussion that is talking about marketing or whatever platform that you're specializing in. Okay. That is the idea. So, and don't just offer, like, don't just use AI with it. I mean, you can use AI to help you with it, but like, don't have a fully created AI post. Like, make it somewhat, or if you can, if you can create some type of AI post that seems more natural, then you can do that. But I would say in this situation, you want to you want to literally just overwhelm people with value, and you want it to make it seem like it's super genuine. So you don't even, if you're not good with prompting or AI prompting, I wouldn't do it, right? So once you're able to start to create, people are starting to see your name a lot. You're posting a lot of content. You're going to eventually start getting messages. People are going to start shooting you messages. They're going to start saying, "Hey, what's your prices? What do you do? Hey, can you help me?" Blah blah blah. And you're going to have a process for filtering out those people because there's going to be tire kickers and there's going to be people that are serious. Okay, so once you do that, I mean, you solve the problem. Like, if you follow that right there, you're going to solve your problem of not having clients, right? And you can do this in multiple different communities, right? So you can, if you know that, hey, I work with three different types of clients, right? I work with, I don't know, yeah, gyms. I work with gyms. I also work with auto parts dealers, and I also work with, I don't know, uh, computer peripheral e-commerce stores or something like that. I don't know, like just whatever niche. Find those communities and then offer that value, man. All right. Someone's in the waiting room, so I'm gonna let them join in. Let's see here. Hey, hey, hey. Give you a moment to connect your audio. Yeah, by the way, it's it's just me and you in here, so uh not too many people are joining, so I was really just kind of answering questions that I generally get. But yeah, man, if you have any, this could be your entire session for you right now. So if you do have any questions or anything like that, need help with anything, let me know.
That's hilarious. Um, that irony, I was just sneaking in because I literally have a 6:30 appointment with my mentor. 'Cause I just DM'd you from the school. I was
Oh.
like, hey, I've been having issues with with job situation,
Mhm.
with my resume. And literally that's what the meeting's about with my mentor at 6:30. So
Nice.
yeah,
So
yeah.
you're on where you located? You New York or
No, Florida. Well, Eastern part, yeah, but in Florida.
Florida? Oh yeah, you're what's some Brandon. Brandon's friend, right?
Yeah, correct. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Brandon put me on you. Yes, sir. Yeah.
Yeah. Appreciate you joining, man. Hey, look, I mean, I
Yeah,
know
man.
you're gonna hop on with him in
Yeah,
a few hours or 2 hours.
no, not with him. It's a female mentor.
Ah,
Like, yeah, she was one of the alums from the course I was taking, and she's been
mm.
mentoring me since September and stuff like that. So, man, if you had time, I would definitely come back. But obviously, your time is I know the twin situation and all that from
Yeah.
past videos. So,
Yeah, I
um,
got the twins, man.
when are you scheduled for another time?
Usually I have, so in the group, you can kind of, under the calendar tab, I have like a couple different events that I'm kind of holding. So usually at
Hmm.
this day, so every Wednesday at 4 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, which would be 6 p.m. your time, I'm
Yes.
usually hosting a
Hmm.
Q&A. And then Thursdays, I'm doing a Google, like, if basically like a training on any type of Google Ads topic that I usually get from, other people in the group. And then on
Hmm.
Fridays in the morning at 7:30, I'm doing a, like, basically just like a work with me session. So like people could just join in and just like work in the background. It's basically to like stay focused. And then on Tuesdays at 9:30 Mountain Standard Time, it's
Hmm.
the mock interviews. So like if you want to come in and like practice your interview questions, I could act as,
Hmm.
the interviewer, and then we could just like train and stuff like that.
Yeah, man, that would have been cool. Obviously, this is a super duper reach because I would have to talk to her, and you both would have to be comfortable. If I would have
Mm,
just had a two for one, because you have probably a good amount of years ahead of her. She's probably like 3 years into the game,
mm.
but she's super knowledgeable, like super not just like you. But obviously, that's a reach to have, but both of you guys on the Zoom.
Yeah,
and stuff like that.
is she like a career coach, or is it more like she's in the advertising industry?
She's in the advertising excuse me, she's in the advertisement industry.
Mm,
She's been there, I want to say 3 years now.
mm,
But prior to that, she was a big seller because she used to work for universities. She did freelancing, making websites for churches and stuff like that. She currently is in Atlanta, Georgia.
mm,
So, yeah, she's been helping me. Like, she has, some years ahead of me, um, in that world. But yeah, but the way
yeah.
she talks kind of reminds me of you in a
Mm.
sense of like she'll break things down T to the T. Like, yeah.
Yeah,
But
literally
I
just
don't know.
before
I'll
you
just
joined
be.
in, like just before you joined in, I was literally breaking down one of the strategies that I used to do for like,
Hmm.
basically getting freelance clients, and yeah, I
Hmm.
was trying to break that down to the T.
Yeah, because you know what caught my attention about when Brandon sent me the video, how you were like breaking his situation down. I was like, oh man, when you stumped him a few times, I was like, man, like I'll give you like since I got 7 minutes, but I gotta hit her up in 4, so I'll make it super quick. Actually, let me text her because last time I got in trouble for not updating her.
Yeah, no
Hold
worries.
on. Where's she at? You soon. Okay. Okay. So I got into a course July of last year. I'm gonna give you like a spark notes of my
Yep,
background. So got
gotcha.
into that July. Yeah, finished the course by let's say August, and then I started applying since September, like late September, early October. Um, Now, my background, I did do marketing, I did do freelancing, I had my own like business for event planning and stuff like that. I was able to rank at #1 in Google without like doing any campaigns. So I do have that SEO background, but currently right now I'm just focusing on PPC. Now, for my specific niche for my business, I couldn't really do ads with my mentor because the demand is not there. The search is not there, especially I live in like near a small town. So that's why it's so easy for me to rank #1 and stuff like that. Um, I'm very creative in the sense of like I built special QR codes with Bitly. So after each event, that's how I was able to rank #1 within like 6 months in my community, blah, blah, blah. I started utilizing YouTube for the search because I know like Google was giving hints like, hey, let's just say barbershop near me or barbershop in Houston. So I would just take advantage of like the YouTube shorts to use the content for the company I'm doing, and then just put the keywords and it'll literally pop up on first page and stuff like that. So like sometimes I wish I could say that with, other people in the marketing industry, but I haven't had a chance for resume. I mean, not a resume for interview. The one thing
Mm,
I would definitely say my DM game is very strong because I had one of the that's how I got my mentor. That's how I got Brandon. And there was this a co I think he was the product manager of this company called Catalyst, which is like it's a suit with electrical stimulation for like working out, and then he DM'd me back and stuff like that. And he's like, he liked the way I presented myself to him. He just gave me advice about entering the marketing industry, especially in fitness. Because my last thing I'll say, and I'll give you um the opportunity to speak. I do have a fitness background, so it's funny. I know about you working at what's it? Uh
it's Crunch
Crunch
Fitness.
Fitness.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So the psychological, like me and you could probably talk all day about that because obviously there's a whole bunch of psychological factors and
Yep.
stuff like that. So that's a super quick bullet spark notes of who I am.
Mm. And then so like you're mainly, if I got this on the right, you're mainly looking. Is there a specific niche? Because I know you say you had the SEO background, and then you took that course, and then you're looking to get more into the marketing industry. But is there like a specific niche of the marketing? Like, are you looking for paid,
Yeah,
PPC, SEO?
I mostly focused on PPC. The only SEO part I probably was focused on just for my own personal business was like like the social media or the H1s, so Google could read. Like I know the basic, but I was primarily focused on campaign. Now, what's my strength was, which I hinted was fitness. Like
Mm,
I'm good at fitness. I know how to sell like stuff like so I'm like, oh, if I could be in that world,
mm,
it's a two for one because I could sell myself because I have knowledge in that. Now the marketing is lacking because I don't have that much experience
mm.
doing that.
So, and
That's
it's
pretty much.
funny. Yeah, it's funny you said that because and I'll make this real quick because I know you got that 3 minutes. So,
Yeah.
if if you wanted to break into like marketing, and if I get this right, you want to get like a full time job in this, or you're saying like, hey, I want to get more clients for fitness type of thing.
Um, I don't want to do the freelance. I want to get agency experience before I spread my wings. So
Mhm.
that's my primary focus.
Okay, so I mean, if I were you, man, honestly, I would like. Here's the thing: you can go agency side, and you can not have a lot of experience and go into it, and that'll work for you, right? It works for a lot of people. But here's the thing: like, if
Hmm.
you come into an agency already having had experience managing accounts and being getting good at it before you get into the agency, it's gonna be a way easier. It's gonna be way easier. Like as you can see, like with Brandon, um, like he worked at an agency, but even his like, and this is public information. So I'm not like trying to bash him or anything, but like,
Yeah, it's on record. Yeah.
yeah. So it's like even his skill set, he can still improve a lot. Like there is a whole lot of room for him to improve. So like,
Hmm.
the way I did it initially, I got people to pay for my education. That was my idea behind it. I wanted people to
Hmm.
pay for my education, so I would get freelancing clients first. I got that first for 2 years, and then I hopped into the agency world. And then when I hopped into the agency world, if you look at my resume, I got a promotion every single year. I've been getting a promotion every single year, and my salary has been increasing every single year since I got into this industry because I came in strong. And also it's because like I'm just kind of a little obsessive about it. So like I'm always
Hmm.
spending my free time learning about it and stuff. But if you go agency side, if you're not doing good, they can fire you in
Yep.
immediately, and then your whole entire income is gone. If you go freelance, then you'll be able to leverage other people. They're gonna pay for your education, and you can. If you heard on a call with Brandon, I was saying, hey, like offer your services for free for 30 days. And then if they don't like you, they can fire you. If they like you, they can hire you. And then you can charge whatever you want from that 30-day period on. But they got that little testing phase with you. Um, and freelancing to me is just like it's less risk than the kind of agency side. Like a job is cool, but job security is just false, man. Like people, the guy right in front of like people getting fired every day. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
Hmm.
freelancing. I just think if you're gonna start out, I would try to do freelancing, man. Like literally, if you watch this back, the first before you came in, I was literally talking about how I got freelancing clients when I managed zero accounts before in my life. Literally
Yeah,
managed
I did
zero accounts.
receive, not to cut you off, I asked my mentor for an extra 3 minutes, but
Yeah.
I did see one with a real estate guy, and you
Mm-hmm.
you didn't really know nothing of the guy from Houston and stuff like that, and then he fronted. Okay, she said give her 5 minutes. I got an extra five. Cool.
Copy.
Yeah. So I did pay attention to your story. I
Mm-hmm.
did pay. I watched a decent amount of your content. So my thing is, I'm a nerd. Like I'm super technical. Like
Mm-hmm.
from fitness to whatever I'm interested in. It seems like the area where I live sometimes, like, okay, so I was making like QR code cards because I didn't want to spend the money on the actual physical card. Because
Mm-hmm.
with the QR code, when I built it, you'll scan it and my phone number will automatically be on your phone. You'll lose my card before my phone. So I was
Yeah.
ahead of the game. And then
Yeah.
now recently I'm making myself NFC chip cards. I don't know if
Mm-hmm.
you're familiar with that.
Yeah, I used to. I'm a pretty big nerd too myself, man. So I definitely. I always wanted to like program my entire house with those chips, with the cards. So.
Yeah, and it's like it's been in that technology been in front of us like in our credit cards for such a long time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dang, I'm pretty advanced based on my location, but sometimes it's inconvenient
Mm-hmm.
because I had a conversation with an AC guy who's very tech heavy, and he's like, a lot of these mom and pops, or I'm going outside of fitness, like a lot of these mom and pops and or some of these small businesses, they don't have the patience. And
Mm-hmm.
we both know from building sites for other people, even myself, it takes time. It takes months to build
Mm-hmm.
that reputation with Google. And it's always shifting. Their algorithm is constantly shifting. So you might be on top today, they'll shut you down tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
So my biggest issue with the freelancing is maintaining like that relationship because
Mm.
it's just as scary as working for an agency.
So
That's it.
it's funny that you say that because literally in my agency, right, I have to deal with those people regardless if they're my freelancing clients or not. You see what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
like and in my position, sometimes depending on the agency that you're going for, they might have you be the actual client manager, or they might have a dedicated client manager for you. Most of the times, in the 1 to 2, maybe even 3 year mark, is probably going to be a client manager. But if it's like a humongous freaking agency, they're probably always going to have a client manager. But I have to deal with that in the agency world. So literally, just today, I had to talk this guy off of a cliff because his goal is to get to a 2x return on ad spend when he originally started out with like a 0.38. You know what I'm saying? And then he wanted to get those results in 2 weeks.
Nah, that's not possible.
Exactly. So it's like
Unless you got a crazy budget, no.
yeah, like I mean, he spends $400 a day, but it was just like you're starting out at a certain point, right? Like it's going to take time. So I have to do this, like talking these people off of a ledge every single day. You know what I'm saying? Like there are
Right.
people that just want these, no matter what business you have. I work with budgets that are from $400 a day up to $1,000 a day, and it's the same situation you're
Mhm.
going to incur. They're business owners; they have to feed their families with this money, and
Mhm.
and that's the thing that I had to check myself because I was like, when you're looking at Google Ads and you're doing SEO, even like you're looking at these numbers, and sometimes you don't humanize the client and manager relationship. You're just like, oh, these are a bunch of numbers. Oh man, the client doesn't understand, and of course, like they don't really understand. That's why they hired us, right? But at the end of the day, a client could have a $10 million business. If he sees the sales are going down, oh, he's going to tell you about
Mhm.
it. You know what I'm saying? No matter if it's a
Yeah.
$10 million or if it's a mom and pop, you know? So
Mhm.
if my thing is, if I have to deal with that anyway, and clients are going to leave regardless, I rather have a freelancing income because if I have 5 clients and I lose one, I still have the income from the four. If I have an agency,
Correct.
I have a big, I have a larger income possibly. But guess what? If they say, hey, you lost too many clients this week or whatever, you're gone. Now your entire income is gone, you know?
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah. But I know you
No,
gotta,
that makes sense. I
oh, go
know,
ahead.
man. You got me. Like, I would love to continue having a discussion with you because I have so many thoughts. I might just well,
Shoot,
I'm connected
sh-
to the school.
yeah, shoot me a message, man. We could definitely connect outside of this.
Yeah, yeah, cool. I'll leave you a voice message. It'll be probably easier than me just writing it. But yeah,
Yeah,
I'll shoot you a message as soon as I'm done. I'll probably be done in an hour or less. But I got you. I appreciate you. I'm glad I caught you in time. But we'll definitely talk. I'll review this video too
definitely,
later.
man. Absolutely, bro.
All right,
You
man.
have a good
Take
one.
care.
So,
You as well. See ya.
all right. All right, guys. Glad my guy stopped in. Glad my guy stopped in. Appreciate you coming in, man, and asking the questions. So, uh, where was I on? Yeah, I mean, guys, just sum up the what I was talking about from before. When it comes to the freelancing, as you can kind of see with that conversation, right? When it comes to freelancing, it's like I like it, and you can even sometimes agencies won't let you do it, but you could do both. That's the thing too. Like you can have a job, and this is actually what I more so recommend than just you don't have to go full force into freelance. I should have mentioned that to him actually. Um, my recommendation is not to just literally go all in on freelancing and then you have no other income, right? Like you're just trying to get a freelancing gig, a freelancing business popping, right? I don't recommend that. I actually recommend having a job, but then working that freelancing business on the side. And when that freelancing business when the time it takes to manage a freelancing business becomes too it starts to overlap with your regular job and at least you're making more or enough to cover your bills or enough money to actually put back into the business. That's the biggest thing. Like if you could take money and put it back into the business, that's how it's going to grow. So you want to literally try not to touch that bank account that you're getting from the freelance clients because then you're going to be able to invest in like let's say more education if you're just starting out. The biggest growth that I've seen is literally spending money on my education. That's when I started seeing the greatest growth is spending money on education, being part of masterminds, being part of like the PPC hub, another community that is like tremendous. They teach you everything you really need to know about Google Ads. So like take take have you can go agency side, right? You can go agency side in-house, whatever you want to do, because that right there is going to give you you're gonna be having working knowledge doing that. But then on the side, that's where you can start working and getting those freelance clients. And like I said, once you have that amount of freelance clients that's taking up more time or you're earning like a significant amount more money freelancing compared to the agency or whatever in-house or whatever position that you have, That's when you can go, okay, now I'm going to go full time with this because I have a proven system for getting clients. I already have a book of clients. I'm getting money. I'm good, right? That's when you want to switch over, guys. So, yeah, I think I might just end this early just because, no, I don't think anyone else is going to join in. But hey, like I say, guys, definitely watch this back, watching in its full. You can 2x speed it. You can do whatever you need to get through it. But I think the content is very valuable. Um, to summarize real quick, the community strategy. Number one, identify your niche. What is the type of client that I want to go after? You don't have to stick to just one niche. You can have multiple niches, and then you can work your plan with those different niches, right? But have a niche, right? Because that is going to be very important because you need to number two, you need to then identify what communities to join because you need to find out where these people, where is your ideal customer hanging out? So actually, that's number two. So number two, where is your ideal customer hanging out? What communities are they a part of? What associations? Because you can even do this in person. And in fact, I think in person is actually almost even stronger than online because in person you have there's something about being in person, being able to talk with people and maybe even getting referrals from others if they're not going to do business with you directly. But I used to host events, right? Not marketing ones specifically, but I would host real estate events. And then guess what would happen? When you host an event, you're seen as the subject matter expert of it. Or if you can't position yourself as that, if you have enough experience, or if you can position yourself like that, essentially, right? You can be seen as the subject matter expert. But if you're hosting an event, number one, if you're an introvert, it's the easiest way to meet people because you're the host. People want to meet you, right? That is the one thing I learned. Like, as much as I seem probably extroverted, I was actually more of an introverted person, especially when I was younger. So I knew that if I hosted, because I would go to these meetups, but I would be like, oh, I don't want to talk to this person, blah blah blah, right? So I would host my own meetups, and people would have to talk to me anyway. So it would just be an easy icebreaker. Boom. Now they see me as like, oh, this guy's the one that hosted the event. Like you're seeing up here, right? So you can even host events and be a part of these communities. Because number three, like I was saying, um, when you identify the community, number three is offer an immense amount of value. Just bombard people in the community with so much value that you are constantly seen over and over and over. And the more you're seen, the more people are going to be reaching out to you. The more that you're going to have opportunities coming to you, whether it be referrals or whether it be direct people wanting to work with you. So like I said, and the in-person type of events is a great way to offer value because most people want to connect with others, right? If you're hosting, let's say for me, like what I did, right? I brought in another person that was even better than me at freelancing because I know that he's going to talk about things that maybe I didn't even know when I was freelancing, right? So I had him come in and talk about those things, but I was the facilitator. It's my community, right? So you can have an in-person event. Let's say you're not super knowledgeable about SEO, you're not super knowledgeable about Google Ads or Facebook ads or LinkedIn ads or whatever it may be. Bring in somebody that is maybe at least adjacent because you don't want, I guess you don't want the person to like take all your if you're looking for Google Ads clients and you bring on a Google Ads specialist, it might not be the best situation. So like if you're looking for Google Ads clients, bring in a CRO person, bring in a copywriter, right? Bring in somebody with an audience already so that and the person that's already good at it and you can have them talk at your event and you can facilitate the event. And you as a facilitator, people are still going to reach out to you. People are going to be like, man, thank you for hosting this event. Because most people are not going to go out of their way to host their own, to host an event and offer value to the community. So that's kind of like my in-person strategy right there, hosting events for the community. And then, of course, post, constantly see what people are talking about, join in on the discussions. And just like I said, it's all about just offering as much value as physically possible, right? Because then they're going to see you as that subject matter expert. You're going to be constantly seen. People are going to know about what you do and they're going to reach out to you. It's as simple as that. It's a pretty simple strategy. Now, it is a simple strategy said, but it is hard to execute. Like I said, you should be doing this every day. If you have free time, you should be going into these communities or maybe hosting your own live events. If you're hosting your own live events, maybe like bi-weekly, weekly even. Um, but if you're going to be going online, it's a lot easier. Go into those communities every single day. If it's possible, set those keyword alerts and be the first one to answer. That was another part of my strategy. Like I set the keyword alerts because I wanted to be the first one to answer that question. As soon as that person posted about Facebook ads, boom, here comes Angel. Here comes Angel with his cape. He's flying in and he's going to answer the question, right? So you want people to get you want people to literally just be asking you, hey, you know, how much do you charge, man? Like I done seen you 10, 20 times. I seen your posts, the freaking detailed as heck. Um, I want to get to know you, man. I need to know about your process. I want to see what you do. What can you do for my business, right? That is the whole goal. So that was a quick recap. Um, guys, if you want to join in, if you have any questions, I'm hosting these Wednesday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Join in. You can ask any question you want. If you just want to chop it up about a certain topic, right now the school community is kind of small. So if you join in, you're most likely going to be, two, three people. It might be one, two, three people. You might be the only one there. I'm going to give you all the attention, right? So I encourage you to join in. I have other events going on. If you want to learn more about Google Ads, I have trainings on, actually, I have to check my calendar for that. I have trainings on Thursday at 12 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Fridays are work with me sessions at 7:30 Mountain Standard Time. And on Tuesdays at 9:30, that is when we're doing mock interview trainings. Now, these can change. So all you need to do is let me just show you when you're in the school community. When you join in on the school community, it's going to show up this page. You want to make sure that you go to the calendar, and under the calendar, that's where you're able to see all the events, and then you can just join in, right? So that's how you do it. I appreciate everyone that is watching this video, right? We're in the beginning stages of the community, man. So yeah, I'm really excited to see, like, I can't wait to watch these recordings later on when we're at like 100, maybe 3, 4, 5,000 members. I'm able to watch these recordings like, oh man, I remember when I was the only one on these damn recordings. So I appreciate you guys for watching, and catch you on the next event. Peace.